to the Liberals. Tatiana Auguste beat the incumbent Bloc Québécois MP Nathalie Sinclair-Desgagnés by, get this, 1 vote, in case you wondered whether your vote matters. This now brings the Liberals to 170 seats inside the House of Commons, 2 seats shy of the 172 needed for a majority. I should also point out there are a few more recounts underway at this stage, or are slated to get underway in the coming days. Meanwhile, New Democrats say they are talking to the Liberals and Conservatives about being recognized as a party inside the House of Commons. The party won only 7 seats. 12 are needed to have that official party status. Losing that status means losing certain privileges and funding. I spoke to the NDP's new interim leader, Davies, about those conversations as Parliament resumes later this month. Davies, nice to see you again.
Nice to be with you, Rosie.
Congratulations on your re-election, on your new position as NDP interim leader. I know there's all sorts of mixed emotions around things given the outcome, but I do want to congratulate you personally first.
Thank you so much.
How do you plan to approach your job during this interim time? Obviously, there's 7 of you. You don't have everything you had, and we can talk more about that, but how do you plan to lead this group through a rebuilding time?
Well, very cooperatively. You know, we have a small but mighty caucus. There's 7 of us together, and I think moving very constructively in a united fashion together is going to be key. We're going to have to work very collaboratively. And as I've said to our caucus, we don't have 1 leader. I think we have 7 leaders. And the tasks ahead of us are huge. I think the other thing, Rosie, is there's a lot of things to do, and I think we need to prioritize what's most important. So for me, there's 4 main priorities. One of them is we need to begin the process of rebuilding our party. I think we need to have a very open and thorough review of where we've come from, but we also need to have a vision process involving all of our members and activists to help refresh and reconnect and renew our party for the future. We also have to prepare for an upcoming parliament, so we have to be working effectively and constructively in parliament. And finally, we need to reconnect with the working class in this country, in my view. And I think there's a lot of work ahead for us.
Well, I want to ask about a couple of those things, but the other, if I'll throw another priority on your list for you, and that is getting recognized party status inside the House. You don't have that, and for people that don't know what that means, it means a lot. You don't get your daily questions. You don't get lots of funding. It's not clear what would happen in committees. How concerned are you about not having that, and what are you doing to try and convince the government that perhaps you should?
Well, I think there's a strong case to be made that we should get official party status, or at least resources. We're in a minority parliament. We do hold a balance of power, and so I think that it's in everybody's interest to make this parliament work and function so that we can deliver for Canadians. You know, our primary function here and our number 1 priority, Rosie, as New Democrats, is to deliver for Canadians on the priorities we heard in this last election. You know, there's an affordable housing crisis in this country. We need to strengthen and protect our healthcare system, particularly in mental health, as you know, we just saw that Lapu-Lapu tragedy in my riding demonstrate so importantly. And I think we need to work together to build a strong economy in an independent Canada with good jobs and good wages in the face of unprecedented challenges from south of the border. So I think ensuring that we have the resources so that we can bring the voices of Canadians to Parliament and successfully advocate for those policies is in everybody's interest. So I'll be reaching across party lines to see if we can achieve that.
Have you done that, and have you specifically reached out to the Liberals to see whether they would consider that?
Yeah, I've reached out to both Liberals and Conservatives, and we're having preliminary discussions about what that might look like with both parties.
And the reception has been good, lukewarm? How would you characterize the reception to that idea?
It's been positive. And I think, you know, both parties, and in fact all of us, understand that we are in a minority.
Yeah.
And so the minority parliaments do require parties to work together in a way that they may not in a majority. And so, you know, we're going to work constructively and see what we can arrange.
Would it be a situation, I won't belabor this too long because you're talking about it, I get it, but would it be a situation where you would say, we'll support the government if you give us recognized party status or additional resources?
Far too early in the discussion to say that. I mean, we think we have a strong case to be made that New Democrats need to bring the voices of 1.2 million Canadians to Parliament, and we need to function as a parliamentary caucus without any quid pro quo. I mean, we think it's just important for the functioning of Parliament. And so I'm going to be working with my caucus. We're not going to make any deals or arrangements with anybody at this point. We just think that it's important for Parliament in a minority situation for all major national parties to function as best they can, and that's what I'm working for.